Today it's the Roland TD11K versus the Roland TD11KV. That's coming up. What's up guys, Justin Greenwald here, welcome to 65 Drums. This is the place to keep on top of all things E-drum related, so consider subscribing if you haven't yet. This is actually a common question for people new to electronic drums. They're looking around, they see the Roland TD11K and KV, they look really similar to each other, but there's like a $600 price tag difference. Is it really worth spending that much extra money to buy the TD11KV version, or would you just be better off saving that money and buying the K version? Let's go over the specs and then I'll talk about the differences between the two. First off, they both use the exact same drum module, the Roland TD11. There's really no software difference at all. They're just identical to each other. As far as pads go, they both use the same kick drum. It's the Roland KD9 kick drum pad. It's like this cloth rubber texture thing. It's a really nice kick drum pad for the price, much better than the Yamaha equivalent on their 500 series line of drum sets. And if you're wondering, yes, it can accommodate a double kick drum pedal. Also, they're both using the same snare drum. It's the PDX-8. This is a mesh snare pad, 10 inches across, but it's got this plastic rim going around it, so it's actually only got an 8-inch playing surface, so watch out for that. Also, both versions of the TD11 are using the exact same drum rack and the exact same hi-hat pad. It's the CY5, that's 12 inches across, and they're both using the FD-8 hi-hat controller unit. Now, as far as weight goes, they're actually only about a pound off from each other. The TD11K weighs in at about 47 pounds and 7 ounces, and the TD11KV weighs in at about 48 pounds and 9 ounces. Now, what are the differences as far as pads go between these two drum sets? The big difference is the tom pads and the crash and ride cymbals. So with the Roland TD11K, what you're getting is a bunch of rubber PD8A pads. There's no rim zone on these, unfortunately. The TD11KV steps it up and you're using PDX-6 mesh pads. Those are 8 inches across, but again, you got that plastic and the rubber rim, so it's only a 6.5-inch playing surface. But it is dual zone, so that's something better than what the TD11K has. That's just for the two high toms. The floor tom on the TD11KV is a PDX-8 pad. This is 10 inches across and an 8-inch playing surface. Now, one of the big differences between both of these drum sets isn't actually the toms, because you'd think that those would be like the biggest playing field difference between both of these drum sets. But really, the biggest feature jump in my mind are the cymbals. So the crash cymbal on the Roland TD11K and the ride cymbal, they're both CY8 cymbals. The Roland CY8 cymbals just are not very ideal. They're okay for crash cymbals or maybe a splash cymbal. Plenty of people use it for that. But when you use it as like a ride cymbal, you don't have a bell zone. So you actually have to hit the edge of the cymbal in order to trigger the bell sound, which is doable, but it takes some muscle memory because you're not used to hitting the edge of the cymbal and hearing a bell sound. That's one thing that's annoying about the Roland TD11K. The competitor, the DTX522K, has 3 zones on that ride cymbal and it's $200 less. So there's really no reason why Roland didn't go with a 3-zone ride cymbal here. But when you step up to the Roland TD11KV, you do get a 3-zone ride cymbal. So the Roland TD11KV comes with a CY12C crash cymbal, very nice 12-inch crash cymbal, and then the ride cymbal is the CY13R, and that's 13 inches across. I actually own both of those cymbal pads. They work very nicely. I'm using them right now on the drum set behind me, and they're definitely worth picking up. So let's talk about the drum module. It's actually the same over both drum sets, but if you're new to the Roland TD11, I just want to run down what it has. So inside of the Roland TD11 module, you have 50 kits, 190 instruments. As far as tone controls, you got tuning, muffling, snare buzz, strainer, tone control, volume, and pan. You get a 4-band equalizer. You control the ambience type, character, size, wall, and shape. You get 9 pads that you can actually plug in, and that's using the extra slot. And with a cable splitter, this increases dramatically as well. You can use a cable splitter with the Roland TD11. At first, I thought you couldn't, but apparently people have gotten it to work, so just an FYI right there. As far as the sound quality of the Roland TD11, I don't have any kit examples I'm going to play today. I will link a couple of great demos down in the description below. Anytime I mention any video, I usually try to link it down there. The sounds were passable back in 2012 when it came out, but even then they could have been stronger. Now, 5 years later, it's just like they need to replace this drum set. And that's the thing I want to mention in this video. It's been 5 years since this drum set has come out. And I feel like any year now, this drum set's going to be replaced. And they're probably going to replace it with something like a TD16 or a TD17, something like that. So be on the lookout for that. It might come maybe next year, definitely the year after that if it doesn't come in 2018. So this drum set is near the end of its lifespan. So this comes to my second point. You should not spend $1,000 or $1,600 to buy either of these drum sets right now. They're just drastically overpriced because they're near the end of their lifespan. If you're going to buy this thing brand new, at least go to like a website like craftmusic.com or some website like that where they'll bundle in stuff for you. With website bundles, you'll get the new drum set and then they'll bundle in like a drum throne, a kick drum pedal, some sticks, a pair of headphones. At least do something like that. Try to get your money's worth out of this. Now, I would actually recommend going out and buying this used. You can find this drum set on eBay nearly any day of the week going for about $800. As far as the Roland TD11KV version, you can usually find that for around maybe $1,200, maybe $1,100. So I really recommend buying both of these drum sets used right now just because they're really near the end of their lifespan. But let's get back to the premise of the video, the TD11K versus the KV. Is it worth the extra $600 if you were gonna buy it brand new today? I honestly really don't think it is, because let's take a look at this. For an extra $600, you're getting 6.5-inch high tom pads. You're getting an 8-inch floor tom pad, and you're getting better cymbals, 2 better cymbals. Is that worth $600? I mean, it would be, but the problem is the drum module is kind of holding everything back. Also, if the KV version had come with the Roland VH11 hi-hat, which is their hi-hat pad on a dedicated hi-hat stand, that would have made this package worth it. But right now, I just feel like it's just really not worth the extra money to me personally to go buy the KV version. I would either buy the Roland TD11K or save up more money and just buy a drastically better drum set. The TD11KV is sort of like this half step into the middle of nowhere. If you have this drum set, I'm not trying to make fun of your drum set. I'm just saying it's just overpriced for what it is in my mind. So I'd either buy the Roland TD11K or save up more money and buy the TD25 or whatever electronic drum set you want to buy for that amount of money out there. That's my opinion. Let me know, do you own this drum set? Do you like it? And also, if you had to choose between both of these drum sets today, which one would you go for? Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in a few.